Folks, we're going live.
Thank you. All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's meeting of the Burlington City Council. Today is Tuesday, November 2nd, 2021. Hope everyone had a chance to vote. Polls are now closed in our municipal election. Due to the coronavirus pandemic, this meeting is again being held via the Zoom platform and will be live streamed on the City of Burlington's YouTube page, youtube.com/COBNC. Please note this meeting is being recorded. For tonight's public comments or public hearing to address council during the appropriate time of the meeting, please indicate that you wish to do so using the raise hand feature in your Zoom window or *9 if you're joining us via phone. If you have any technical or connection difficulties, John Vernon is standing by this evening at 336-513-5440. As a preliminary matter, I'm Mayor Ian Baltutis, and I'd like to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on this agenda are present and can hear me. Members present, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Mayor Pro Tem Kathy Hikes.
Here.
Councilmember Jim Butler.
Here.
Councilmember Bob Ward.
Here.
Councilmember Harold Owen.
Here.
Staff participants and presenters, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. City Manager Hardin Watkins.
Here.
City Attorney David Huffman.
Here.
Interim City Clerk Beverly Smith.
Here.
Assistant City Manager Nolan Kirkman.
Here.
Interim Assistant City Manager Cheryl Brown.
Here.
Police Chief Brian Long.
Here.
Very good. It's my honor to give tonight's invocation. Let us all bow our heads. We are thankful for this day that has been given to us, for its opportunities and its challenges. We ask for strength, insight, wisdom, and guidance as we forge ahead, keeping in mind always the enduring values of life, exerting our efforts in those areas and on those things upon which future generations can build with confidence. Amen.
Amen.
We have a special introduction this evening. At this time, I'll recognize our city manager, Hardin Watkins.
Thank you, Mayor. So it's my pleasure this evening. Most everyone here had a chance to attend the swearing in and got a chance to formally see Brian Long, our new police chief, get started there on stage. As you all know, he started on the 19th of this month. So it's let me begin by first just thanking our Burlington Police Department staff for their patience and the input they gave me along the way and the hard work they put forth during our interim period. And I know Chief Long is thrilled to be leading our group of dedicated law enforcement professionals and our professional staff in the police department. So just want to say we all know that police leadership is as important as it ever has been in our community and across the state and across the nation. Expectations, as you know, were very, very high. Calls for outstanding leadership, and we have that in our new police leader, Brian Long. As you all know, Brian has a commitment to excellence in the community, is able to see the perspectives from all over the community, and has a desire to serve everyone, and that's what we were looking for as we analyze the quality and traits we wanted to find in our next chief. We're very, very happy that Brian's here today. And for those who are watching this evening that didn't get to hear this, let me just share a little bit about Brian's career with the city. He began here as a police officer in 1995. Before that, developed a passion for law enforcement when he began serving as a police explorer here in the city in 1985. A lifelong resident of Alamance County, grew up here in Burlington. As I said, started as a police officer in 95. He's also served as a sergeant, a lieutenant, a captain, and then became assistant chief in 2018. And then, as I said, on October 19th, began as our police chief. Brian has degrees from Alamance Community College and Mount Olive University. He has finished the FBI National Academy. He's been through Leadership Alamance and has gotten involved with multiple boards across the community, including United Way. So as everyone here knows, Brian's a talented leader, has a great understanding of his hometown and a great understanding of our department. His knowledge of the best practices of modern policing gives him insight into what's important in today's era of policing. So with that, Mayor, I would like to formally introduce someone who's been serving our community for a very, very long time, Chief Brian Long.
Welcome, Chief.
Thank you. Thank you, Manager and Mayor and Council. Thank you for the opportunity not only to be with you tonight, but I also see that every other Tuesday y'all book me out, it looks like, for the next few years. So that's a warm welcome. But I truly couldn't be more honored to have been chosen and the trust that's been bestowed upon me. The manager talked about, leading in the 21st century, a police agency, as if that wouldn't be hard enough, add COVID to that. For any, not just a police department, but any leadership member. So truly honored. I'm excited about getting started. Think I've been the busiest in the first few days listening, which I think is critically important right now as I begin, and listening not only internally but externally to determine the right path moving forward. Once again, I greatly appreciate the opportunity and hope to serve you well.
Thank you, Chief. Council members, any comments or questions for our new chief?
So delighted to have you in that position, Brian. I feel very, very assured and looking forward to the future and what you will do with the office.
Thank you, ma'am.
Brian,
Brian, you
again,
well respected.
congratulations. If you need anything, you can come to the city council. We really appreciate you. We appreciate your service, and we know you do an outstanding job as chief. And we want to thank you again.
Thank you, Mr. Ward.
Brian, you're well respected, not only by the people in the police department, but by other department heads and city staff. This organization has to function as a team, and you're a big part of that team. And I certainly, I think, can speak for all of us. We look forward to working with you going forward.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with Harold wholeheartedly. And Chief, I couldn't be more proud and more honored to serve in the capacity as a council member with you as our police chief. And I've called you a friend for a long time now. I get to call you chief, and I'm looking forward to that. So I appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you, Mr. Butler. I do feel compelled real quick. I was with my father just a little while ago and told him that I had to go back to work to a council meeting, and he asked that I tell the council, the mayor, and the manager that he said hello. So I don't want to break that promise to him. So my father says hello.
Chief, it was good to meet your family and your father in particular the other evening at your swearing in. I know they're exceptionally proud of the service that you're now rendering to our community and have rendered in the past. I want to share a quote that was shared with me after someone heard your speech, which was, move at the speed of trust, build at the speed of sustainability, transform self in order to transform systems, know accountability and grace as close companions. I thought it was particularly beautiful and all-encompassing as you've shared, and kind of the depth that's required of awareness from policing these days, the importance of nuance and just understanding of grace and humanity in the work you all do every day. So very excited about your leadership that you bring to the community. And I know our residents are very excited to have you at the helm. So thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Brian, since I've known you since you were a kid, can I still call you Brian if I got to go back to the chief deal?
I'll whatever you want to do.
I just want to make sure. I didn't want to, All right.
I'll let you and Butler work that out.
All right. Thank you.
There you go.
All right, council, any other comments or welcomes for our new chief? Very good. Hardin, anything else you want to share?
That's all, Mayor. Thank you for the time.
All right. With that, we'll move on to our code of ethics and our interim city clerk, Beverly Smith.
Members of council, it is my responsibility to remind you of your duty to avoid conflicts of interest. I ask if there are any potential conflicts concerning tonight's agenda items.
None.
None.
Before council are minutes from our September 20th, 2021 work session. Do I hear a motion and second to approve those?
So moved.
Second.
Motion to approve made by council member Ward, seconded by council member Butler. Any questions regarding the motion to approve? All those in favor, please say aye and indicate with a hand raise.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion is passed with votes for myself, Mayor Pro Tem Hikes, council members Ward, Butler, and Owen. Next, we have 3 additions to the consent agenda. Item C, Budget Amendment 2020-12, 2022-12, NRPA Grant for Pollinator Project and Education Program. Item D, adopt a resolution to set a date of public hearing for Zero Hanford Road Voluntary Contiguous Annexation. And item E, naming the Burlington Tennis Center gazebo in honor of Coach John Walton. Do I hear a motion and second to approve these additions?
Move we approve the additions to the consent agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion to approve the additions made by Mayor Pro Tem Hikes, seconded by Councilmember Owen. Any questions regarding the motion to approve additions? All those in favor, please say aye and indicate with a hand raise.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion is passed with votes for myself, Mayor Pro Tem Hikes, council members Ward, Butler, and Owen. Next, to call for the adoption of the agenda with additions. Do I hear a motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
Motion to approve agenda with additions made by Councilmember Ward, seconded by Councilmember Butler. Any questions regarding the motion? All those in favor, please say aye and indicate with a hand raise.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion is passed with votes for myself, Mayor Pro Tem Hikes, council members Ward, Butler, and Owen. Next is a consent agenda. These items are typically non-controversial. If anyone has any questions, please let us know. Item A, to approve a temporary street closure in downtown Burlington for an inclement weather plan for B-Town events to host the Holiday Magic on Saturday, December 18th, 2021 during the specified times and at the following locations that are spelled out in your agenda. Item B, to approve Budget Amendment 2022-14 to allocate funds received from the state of North Carolina from Alamance County for eligible Burlington Communications 9/11 expenditures. C, approve Budget Amendment 2022-12 to accept a grant from the National Recreation and Parks Association for a pollinator project and education program. Item D, to adopt a resolution to set a date of public hearing for November 16th, 2021 to consider the Zero Hanford Road voluntary contiguous annexation. Item E, to approve naming the Burlington Tennis Center gazebo in honor of Coach John Walton. Do I hear a motion and second to approve the foregoing consent agenda items?
Make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as read.
Second.
Motion to approve made by Councilmember Butler, seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Hikes. Any questions regarding the motion to approve? All those in favor, please say aye and indicate with a hand raise.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion is passed with votes of myself, Mayor Pro Tem Hikes, council members Ward, Butler, and Owen. That concludes our regular agenda. At this time, we have public comment period. This time, if any members of the public are joining us and wish to speak at public comment, we ask that you use the raise hand feature in your Zoom window or *9 if you're joining us via phone. And again, if anyone is having a technical or connection difficulties, you can contact John Vernon at 336-513-5440. While folks are tuning in there, if I could recognize our city clerk, Beverly Smith.
There were no written comments received for this public comment period.
Okay. Would like to recognize, I think we have Troop 19 from Shiloh Presbyterian in attendance this evening. So we appreciate those scouts being present to witness some local democracy in our community. No, it's
They picked
important.
a good meeting to join.
It's a quick one. So
Yeah.
y'all get to knock that requirement out very easily.
Congratulations.
We invite you back for a more exciting one later in the month. No. All right, last call for any comments. Again, this is public comment period. If anyone wishes to speak, use the raise hand in your Zoom window or *9. All right, I see no requests. So at this time, we will move on to city council comments. Council, any comments?
Mayor, yes, is Brian still on the call?
Looks like he is.
Brian?
There he is.
The unfortunate incident that occurred today on Edgewood. I don't know if this is true, but I was told that when the individual, the citizen that discovered the issue that there was several attempts to call 911 and they did not get a response. Is there an issue with the county here in terms of the 911 system, or can you go into further detail, or do you know any additional details?
I don't. I know enough about the incident. I mean, I got an update earlier in the afternoon on the incident itself, but that was not a part of my update. As you're aware, those direct 911 calls first go to CCOM.
Right.
So I would have to do some exploring there. But I'll certainly make an effort to figure out what happened during that and determine if there's something that went wrong. That I don't have any information on that.
Well, I'll tell you, I'll text you tomorrow or whatever, the gentleman who was involved, and maybe you can contact him and get a better explanation. This is some of this is hearsay, but I'm just gonna, just to check that out.
Yeah, we'll be glad to look into that and get them back information as well.
Thank you.
Any other council comments this evening? I would like to extend a special thank you to all those involved in the polls this evening and this day. All those volunteers, all those poll workers, everyone at the Board of Elections, including their guiding board. We know there's a lot of work that gets put into making our elections happen in Alamance County. We appreciate all the work put in, especially during challenging times like this with our pandemic, where there are additional requirements that they have to put in place. So thank you to all involved. Any other council comments? Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All those in favor of motion to adjourn made by Councilmember Ward, please say aye and indicate with a hand raise.
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the motion is passed unanimously. Thank you everyone for your time tonight and have a good evening.
See
See
you
you
guys
all
later.
soon.
Good night.
Good night.
All right.